with Jim Crow Joe.
Yes, indeed.
Which is why I started saying that they should have made it to the street, but okay.
No, I totally understand that point of view.
Right. But now, here we are in 2022. Eric Adams gets in, correct?
Oh.
Crime surges. Before we even get to that, the nigga told you, I'm bringing back anti-crime. For those who don't know what anti-crime is, they basically go around and do stop and frisk.
They're stop and frisk.
You heard him say this 7 times on the campaign trail. I'm bringing back stop and frisk. He even said it at the debate that they had. But because y'all didn't want to vote for the white boy who was a racist as well, you voted for him. You know, black lad. That's what I called it. Black lad.
Good grief.
Now crime got worse in New York. 75% uptick since he's been in.
Wow.
You have a terrorist attack. All these Asians get their ass whooped by non-FBA people. Then you find out later that not only did he meet with the mayor of Washington and her sheriff, but now he met with Uncle Lori.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, they met. He went to Chicago and they had a nice joint press conference talking about crime. And he met with Jim Crow Joe.
Yes, indeed.
Which is why I started saying that the crime bill is coming. Because they're going to use that triangle to justify it.
And
you niggas are silent on that.
Ooh.
Hey, y'all, Gravity. Any evening above ground, live it. It's Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. That piece of crap finally said it. That piece of crap finally said it. They had to change the title, but we know what this means. Trump says Congress needs to pass crime bill, including 30-day extension on Washington, D.C. There you go. Here's another one. Trump to ask Congress for D.C.-specific crime bill funding. Trump pushes for crime bill, hints at national emergency. Trump says Congress needs to pass a crime bill. We're going to read that in a little while, but I want you to hear some more now. For those who haven't been part of the channel since the beginning, Beatzilla and I, shout out to Beatzilla. If y'all can see that date right there, April 26th, 2022. I think this was the same night that we found out that Ketanji was Jamaican. Beatzilla will tell you, I said that shit is a joke the first time, even though I was dead serious. And here we are again.
Well, you know, for me, I've been watching Eric Adams early. So before he even got elected, I was watching him, and I'm like, ooh.
I even knew about him when he was Brooklyn Borough president.
Well, yeah,
this is how bad he is, folks. This is how bad he is as a politician. When he got elected, Brooklyn Borough president, people were actually saying, we'd rather have Marty Markowitz, a Jewish white man, come back. They actually preferred him.
Wow.
And Brooklyn is mostly black.
Wow. That says a lot.
That says a lot.
And so when I saw his pick for police commissioner, Keith Swill, I went and immediately peeped her out because she was amongst one of the candidates, which one of the candidates is Philadelphia's current police commissioner. She was our former police chief, Danielle Outlaw. No, Danielle Outlaw.
Oh, all right. Carmen was from Seattle. That's
right. Yeah, right. So again, coming out from Northwest, these are the Democrat vetted and tested people. So I knew, well, number one, all of them were going to be decent looking studs. So I knew that off the bat. But when I saw the Keith Sewell, we couldn't figure out her background. I was like, she's it. So picked her. As soon as she opened her mouth, she got on CNN and let all the white anchors give all the talking points about what was going to be implemented, and she just co-signed.
Yep.
So I told y'all then, if y'all been watching my broadcast, I told y'all right then, y'all need to go on alert out in New York because this ain't cool, and y'all are about to be the testing grounds for the Crime Bill 2.0.
Now, Bezilla and I got that wrong. He made it DC. But I was also correct when I said they're going to pull that triangle. New York, DC, Chicago. And what did Trump say in that press conference? Mention Chicago, mention New York. Fed capital, number one city in the country, third biggest city in the country. Oh, you don't believe me? Figured you didn't. You need more proof?
Prosecutors. You just walked through the changes you'd like to see from the punitive aspects. What about preventative? Do you or the president plan to do anything to address the root causes of crime in DC?
Now, that's a very, very important question. If you're just going to prosecute the people which you get money off of, why don't you use that same money you were going to use to prosecute and stop the crime at the source? Listen to what old Craterface said.
Just truancy.
My job is to try to heal the victims and prosecute the criminal. Everybody else can deal with rehabilitating the individual. I honestly am not concerned about why they commit crimes. My concern is if they commit crimes. My concern is the victims of the crimes. That's my job as a U.S. attorney. Go ahead.
There you go. And she can say it because can't nobody go after her. She's not an elected official. So just like Trump and them were complaining months ago that Biden and his cronies and Obama and his cronies were using these judges to push all this legislation to fuck up his agenda, he's going to reverse course now and use these judges to push his agenda. And they can't go after him for it. Oh, you need more proof. I figured you did. But we got more. Republican representative in Congress, Tim Burchett. What did you say?
This town is out of touch. Its leadership is out of touch. I like the mayor. She's a nice lady. I just think it's way past that. You don't want to go out on the streets at night in Washington, D.C. That's one of, I come from a family of public educators. That's one of the reasons I live in my office at night. But the other reason is it's too dadgum dangerous, brother. It is dangerous. Everybody knows it, and the people are being victimized.
Start blaming black folks. Start blaming the youth. You sit in your office because you too scared to go outside, and you from a red state. Say less. Oh, you need more. Y'all are so greedy. You need more.
DC is small. Absolutely. And you can do, DC is small. If President Trump solves this problem, it's going to send shockwaves to people living in Chicago and New York City who are being told to just accept what's happening as the new normal.
What did I say the other day? They're gonna quote unquote clean up DC, and it's gonna force people to say, you know what? Maybe we do need Fed cops all over the country. And the dumbasses that follow Trump and MAGA are gonna co-sign it. You're co-signing your own destruction. You're co-signing the end of your liberties and your rights because y'all wanna stick it to everybody that's not white.
Normal. But all this pearl clutching over the use of the National Guard is absolutely ridiculous. First of all, you and I both know that they used the National Guard on January 6th to stop people from protesting. But
say it again.
Absolutely. And you can do, DC is small. If President Trump solves this problem, it's going to send shockwaves to people living in Chicago and New York City who are being
Chicago. Your founding fathers, I know your people are immigrants, madam. Your founding fathers that y'all follow around and told y'all about using the military against the people. They done said many times in Continental Congresses and in letters, that ain't the way to go. And your man is sitting right here doing it. And I don't hear none of you constitutionalists outside. And you pussy ass MAGAs are sitting up there cheering this. They're gonna turn on you too. Why do you think they installed Palantir? They know the Patriot Act is bullshit. They're gonna get rid of that soon. They're gonna have a new one. AI is gonna have full eminent domain over this country. Go ahead and say the wrong thing online. They got your IP address. They coming to see you. I told you, he loves what the UK does. And he's gonna bring it over here. And y'all gonna complain. And before one of y'all tell me y'all not gonna complain about this, we saw how y'all acted with the Epstein stuff. Oh, y'all gluttons, you want more. Well, look what they did. Howard University, right by there. Howard University. I don't see y'all doing these checkpoints by Georgetown. Don't see it. They got them all in Sophie's and Acacia. I probably said that wrong. My bad, Tori. Y'all not doing up there in Northeast? ATF. The White House page. Anacasia. I probably said it wrong. I was about to say Anna Focaccia, but you was really going to yell. But anyway. Interesting, you did it right by the Black College. The Black University. Why? They ain't ripping off nobody by Georgetown, like I said. The American University they got over there in DC. They not ripping people off over there. All right. I just figured. You're correct, GTA Clips. And maybe if you dumbass white people didn't call black people the N-words on streets, you wouldn't get knocked out and subject your women to being knocked out too. Maybe y'all should stop. Lead by example. Stay your ass in the house. Sonny Johnson posted this. Y'all are pushing crime statistics with no plan. If Republicans don't have a plan that doesn't involve locking up entire communities, Dems will provide one and you will regret it. Thank you, madam. As I said, Democrats and Republicans are on code. They're going to push this crime bill, except the Democrats are going to be more fervent with it. And Trump is going to praise him. I want to see how y'all going to sit up there and explain that. Go ahead. She said this back in September of 2022. Look what old Benny the Russian said.
President Trump is doing God's work.
God's work. We're being blasphemous now.
Refederalizing DC. By the way, DC was set up as a federal city. It's in the Constitution. It's how our founding fathers intended it.
You're an immigrant. Just so people don't know, his people immigrated over here. But all right.
These laws are still fully enforceable. They've never been rescinded or amended. President Trump and the executive, through the House of Representatives, controls Washington, D.C. President Trump controls budgets. House of Representatives and Speaker of the House is technically and historically the mayor, the lead of D.C.
So why didn't he save y'all on January 6th? Y'all want to talk to me? Since he had all these powers, why didn't he save y'all on January 6th? Surely he should have turned the federal police on y'all side. Maybe Ashley Babbitt would have been saved. Maybe Michael Byrd would have been on his side. Maybe that dumbass that tried to climb the Capitol building a la World War Z wouldn't have fell and hit that barricade. I'm just saying.
That still remains on the books. What happened to D.C., especially during the civil rights period, was that protesters that were bussed up here stayed here. The city was burned to the ground. This happened during massive riots throughout the 60s and 70s. Mass swaths of the city.
Now, for those who lived in D.C., did D.C. burn to the ground in the 60s and 70s? Because if they did, that's a hell of a lot of architectural achievement. I'm just saying. George Floyd broke these people. Now, when they want to talk about bad things in the city, they say it burned to the ground. Maybe they finally remembered reading about the Chicago fire. I don't know. Somebody tell me who lives in the D.C. area. Did D.C. burn in the 60s and 70s? Because that's crazy. Because if it did burn that quick and they built it back that quick, I could see why Mary Jenkins and the rest of the 227 crew, I see why they love D.C. so much.
Were torched and were never really rebuilt. And so what President Trump is doing is reasserting control of not only our nation's capital, but truly the seat of Western civilization.
The seat of Western civilization. DC, you think? Okay. Benny's not too bright. Let me help you, sir. The seat of Western civilization is the Vatican, not DC. Go down that rabbit hole.
One final little note here that kind of blends outside of the personal, which is that Washington, D.C. is a representation of the work of your forefathers and mine. It is, by every measure,
It's actually not. It's actually the individual towns and neighborhoods and cities, not D.C. D.C. is a coalesce of American achievement and virtue. They don't even know the basics.
a very beautiful city architecturally. It is a sacred city. It is a sovereign place with the monuments to great men and women who've sacrificed far more than you or I could ever dream for this country. It must be preserved because the peoples of...
Yet the scumbag is sitting there reviewing what's going on at the African American Museum to make sure it's in line with his edicts and policies. Huh.
of Earth come here by the millions per year in order to witness the success or failures of our systems. And if you are a proud patriot and you love this country,
Patriot
and
word
you
again.
wish for it to be reflected honorably to the peoples of Earth, then Washington, D.C. must be swept clean. I believe entire neighborhoods probably need to be emptied, need to be bulldozed.
Oh, so turn DC into Baltimore. Give us more.
I believe that there are places that are so crime-ridden and so infested that you just need to, you're just going to have to crack down.
Bulldoze entire neighborhoods. Oh, 15-minute cities. Keep going, Benny. We've got more.
You're going to have to do the job, and you're going to have to get the crime out of Washington. That's my personal experience. Don't believe the bullshit that you hear online from some reporters. Oh, crime's down in D.C. Well, my infant nearly died.
Here we
In
go.
a drug fire after mass shootings.
Say that again.
It's down in D.C. Well, my infant nearly died in a drug fire after mass shootings. So no.
What? Huh? Why would you have your kid near a drug fire? Okay.
D.C. is not safe, and I can tell you this as a matter of fact, it is one of the worst, most racist narco states and welfare states imaginable. And that
Now DC's racist. Oh, DC's racist now. Okay. Finally, this is the first time we heard DC was racist. Okay.
in that neighborhood that I would walk every single day, racial epithets were screamed at us, rocks were thrown at us because we were white people. This city is a sunken.
It's funny that he doesn't even mention what neighborhood this was. They threw rocks at you so you can produce a police report, right? Are you living in Sophie, sir? Are you at Berry Farms? We need to know where, because I was there up to 3 years ago. I felt very safe. And I was walking on the street. You motherfuckers love some chicken wings down there. I don't even know where that came from, but shout out to y'all. I walked down U Street, Pennsylvania Ave. I told y'all saw it. I was at January 6th. I was walking up and down them streets. I felt very safe until them scumbags jumped in the building and I said, I got to get the hell out of here. I've walked those streets at night. Nobody bothered me. And I was in the hoods. So I don't know where this came from. By the way, the hood Wawa in DC is top tier.
Place. It is an unsafe place. I mean, if that's what happens to me, imagine what happens to somebody who's like visiting here from a foreign country. Right? It's totally and wholly unsafe and a scar on the face of our country.
A scar.
And it must be healed.
Hey, pussy, since you want to go run up to Yorktown Heights and where Jasmine Crockett stayed at, why didn't you show the neighborhood where these rocks got thrown at you and somebody called you a dirty ass white boy? Where is this? The script got sent out, family. I just want y'all to understand. The script got sent out. This is his atonement for messing with Russia. Oh, you want more?
Thank you, Mr. President. Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit.
And it was not lost on me that he did this at the Kennedy Center, because we know Trump don't like the Kennedys and vice versa. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to be to Congress, before Congress, very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans will do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill.
What does that you said? Say it again.
And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans will do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in. Go ahead.
Huh? One more time.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to be to Congress, before Congress, very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans will do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in.
And then hook up Palantir and its AI into the surveillance systems in DC and profile everybody. The civil liberties that will be violated is going to be tremendous. I already know the ACLU is drawing up their briefs right now. Oh, you want more? They've gone to lying now. They're putting up old videos to say this is DC. Just like the other day, we caught them off putting up a video from 2020 talking about this is the crime in Chicago right now. Thank God they got community noted. Sonny Johnson said, Republicans give police symbolic support, hashtags and talking points. Democrats give them more laws to enforce, better union contracts, and more funding. She said that on 2021. Your data is in Palantir's system right now, and it's about to go over to the Middle East, and you can't get it back. The Middle East within the next 5 to 10 years is going to be the data capital of the world. But this is what y'all wanted. And again, I say it. All you idiot MAGA people that are going to come up in here and try to tell me this is a good thing. Hey, dumbasses, we've already seen the cops come outside and arrest white people for the bullshit crimes. We've already seen it. The Smithsonian museums and their tunnel network are right between the White House and the Capitol building, Supreme Court, Library of Congress. Trump decided to conduct a review of the Smithsonian operation the day after he took federal control of D.C. and deployed the National Guard. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but there's way too much smoke here for there not to be any fire. Trump is up to something. Knowing him, he's probably going to put his castle here, but, you know, I'm just talking shit now. I'm trying to find, where's the White House page? Okay. Tariff man with a tariff plan, right. Okay, right. I wonder if they took that down. Those pictures of, oh, we gotta play this too. I'm gonna come back to that. I wonder if he took down those pictures of the motherfuckers he arrested. Let's see, where is it? I should probably just looked up the media page. There you go. Wow, look at that. Carrying a pistol without a license. Okay. Possession of a firearm. Possession of a firearm. Possession of a firearm. There's a Hispanic / Asian. Unauthorized use of a vehicle. Possession of a firearm. It's funny, all 5 of these black men have the same charge. 6, failure to appear for trial. Yeah. But y'all cool with that. Say less. I know this makes y'all happy over there in MAGA land. When he turn on y'all, I'm going to ask how happy y'all are again.
Continues to shatter records on border security. According to
Oh, wait, this is about the border. I'm trying to see where she was talking about that DC crime. There it is.
will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments as well. So we will be using...
A lot of them are veterans, but I don't hear y'all saying you're going to help them.
Any specifics about how homeless people will be dealt with, where they would be moved to? What does this look like? I do, yes. And it's an important question, so thank you for raising it. The Metropolitan Police Department, with the support of the new federal agencies who have been surging on the streets of the District
The
of
new
Columbia,
federal agencies.
enforce the law.
The new federal agencies. What are these federal agencies, ma'am?
That are already on the books here in Washington, D.C. For far too long, these laws have been completely ignored, and the homelessness problem has ravaged the city. So D.C. Code 22-1307 and D.C. Municipal Regulation 24-100 give the Metropolitan Police Department the authority to take action when it comes to homeless encampments. So homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment. Who is our podcast host today, Benny Johnson. Benny, why don't you kick us off, and thanks for being here.
So you're letting the podcast start your briefing. Cool.
As a DC resident of 15 years, I lived on Capitol Hill. I witnessed so many muggings and so much theft. I lost track. I was carjacked. I have murders on my Ring camera and mass shootings. I witnessed a woman on my block get held up at gunpoint for $20, and my house was set ablaze in an arson with my infant child inside.
I thought it was a drug fire.
that says and lies that DC is a safe place to live and work, let me just say this. Thank you. Thank you for making the city safe, because no parent should have to go through what
Drug
my family
fire.
went through.
This is what he said.
Having
We all heard
the
it.
rip open their door to save their infant child. So thank you for your work on securing this city. My question to you is this. Nancy Pelosi has attacked the president for deploying the National Guard to the city, saying that it is to cover for his incompetence. Hillary Clinton has also attacked the president for securing the city of Washington, D.C. I'd like to get your response to Nancy Pelosi and Hillary.
Sure. Well, first of all, Benny, I'm so sorry that happened to you and your family. There have been, unfortunately, far too many victims of crime in this city, and I know the majority of residents in the District of Columbia agree with you. In fact, a new poll from the Washington Post I was reading this morning, this was released in May of 2024. So it's quite funny how many of you in the media agreed with what the president was saying yesterday, but now once the president says it, many of you are disagreeing with him. But this poll released by the Washington Post found that 65% of district residents think crime is an extremely serious or a very serious problem, and this was up from 56% last year. So the concern that you share with so many other residents in the District of Columbia is real, and that's why this president is taking action to address it. To get to the heart of your question, I think it's despicable that Democrats cannot agree that we need more law and order in a city that has been ravaged by violence, crime, murders, property theft. This should be a winning issue for all Americans. I don't understand. It's just anything President Trump does, the Democrats want to disagree with. I think the president would love to work.
Do you know this idiot? This idiot Benny Johnson said the dude in that picture that they say got mugged and beat up, they want to give him they want to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Wait a minute. Oh, you think I'm lying? Say less. There you go right there. Yep. As much as I want this to be a simulation, I know this is real life. So wait, these were the same people months ago who said Thomas Sowell, somebody that coons for white supremacy, should be in the Rose Garden and get the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We have gone from that, someone who, wherever you want to call it, actually accomplished something in life. We've gone all the way down to somebody getting their ass kicked on the street, getting one of the highest honors bestowed on an American. But when I do live saying that MAGA is a cult, Democrats, liberals are a cult, they tell me I'm crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to pull that when he hosts the Kennedy Honors. Where y'all at? Come on. Oh, MAGA, don't run now. Y'all was tough talking about 15 minutes ago. Don't run now. There you go. Byron Donalds. You wrote this on the Hill. This nigga really don't want to win Florida. Nigga, he mentioned Miami. You need Miami to win Florida, you dummy. They sent your dumb crash test dummy self outside to go say this. I'll give MAGA credit. They have nothing but an abundance of flunkies. DC Crimes Act. Okay, Negro. Let's see what you have in this. There you go. What was the first thing he put? Now y'all want to bring up the Youth Rehabilitation Act of 1985. Let's see who authored that. I'm curious. Let's see who's on that bill. Hold on. Let's see. Who authored this? Charles Allen. Okay. Let's go back. Limiting youth offender status. So he wants to send them to jail by striking 24 years or younger and inserting 18. So anybody over 18 and what, 364 days? Yeah. They're going to try you as an adult. Vandalism, theft, operation of website. Hey, sir, thank you for the $2. That's a blessing. A website. Juvenile social records of family court. They seriously sent this fool to go put this up. Every time he opens his mouth, he makes the Satan look like a prophet. Every time.
Republican representative from Florida, Byron Donalds, presented this bill, the DC Crimes Act. It gives Congress more control over DC and prohibits council from creating or changing certain laws about crime. Through the multiple steps to remove power from DC as well as the council, and 7 News learned Republican representative from Florida, Byron Donalds, presented this bill, the DC Crimes Act. It gives Congress more control over DC and prohibits council from creating or changing certain laws about crime. Through the multiple steps to remove power from DC as well as the council, And 7 News learned Republican representative from Florida, Byron Donald.
In 2019, Byron Downs also tried to pass another soft on crime bill called HB 705, aka Florida First Step Act, which died within 2 months, authorizing the Department to contract with certain entities to assist qualified veteran inmates in applying for specified benefits, providing for rulemaking, amending that, authorizing the establishment of a prison entrepreneurship program. C-SPAN always had shitty mics.
We expect to be to Congress before Congress very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think they'll do it almost unanimously.
Dr. Soda, if Trump gets his way, Jesus would get arrested too.
We're going to be putting in, and it's going to pertain initially to DC. It's almost, we're going to use it as a very positive example. And we're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. 30 days is by the time you do it. We're going to have this in good shape. And don't forget, in Florida, everyone said it would take years and you'd have to go back to Congress. I never went to Congress. I just said, close the border. They closed the border. And that was the end of it. I didn't go back to Congress. We're going to do this very quickly, but we're going to want extensions. I don't want to call national emergency. If I have to, I will. But I think the Republicans in Congress will approve this pretty much unanimously. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you encourage members of the press to do ride-alongs with the DC police to understand?
Let me see if I can find a better. The C-SPAN always be having some shitty. They always. Let me see. Maybe this is better. Well, no, I think we played that already. Now everybody want to talk about the crime bill. You see that? Now everybody want to talk about it. If DC was a state, it would have the highest murder rate in the country. What? DC don't even track on 25 most dangerous cities. What are you talking about? The gaslighting is crazy.
Where Republicans believe blue cities are soft on crime.
President Trump will not be deterred by soft on crime Democrats.
I don't want to hear this bitch no more.
Federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
We heard that. I'm trying to find that full clip.
In our nation's capital. I also used to live there. I've seen the crime firsthand. What do you make of this executive move by the president?
They say that a conservative is a liberal that just got mugged. I think there's a lot of people in D.C. who probably are liberal, but they've been mugged or they've seen a friend who's been mugged, and they want to see something happen. I'll point out that Republicans have always cared about crime more than Democrats in Washington, D.C.
So if y'all cared so much, why didn't one of you pussies come up with the Violent Crimes Act? AKA Biden's law. Why didn't y'all come up with it? Why you let the scumbag senator come up with it? Why is the most dangerous cities, the majority of them in red states? Since you Republicans care so much. The damn Republican in New York put in stop and frisk and crime went up. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all got a whole Republican governor down in Texas and goddamn You had how many mass shootings down there, and you even had a dark-skinned Spanish person who identified as white take out a whole bunch of people in Allen, but y'all care about the violence. How many mass shootings has Florida had? And you have Republican governors down there. Majority of the state legislature is Republican, but y'all care about it. They care, the Republicans care about crime so much. 8 Asians lost their lives down here in Georgia with a Republican governor. It took the stupid ass Democrats to give Asians set asides, but y'all care. Can't listen to these assholes.
In general, though, Newt Gingrich, way back when, the crime was so bad, he had the Capitol Police. He directed the Capitol Police to begin to patrol out like 13 blocks from the Capitol. So they have pushed back upon the kind of Democratic laissez-faire and trying to make
Democrat laissez-faire, and you scumbags ain't doing nothing. You did nothing there. It's a smart strategy. Do DC. You're close by. You can monitor it. It's smart. It's a smart play. You tried this in New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, Atlanta. It wouldn't have worked. So instead of fixing the problem at the source by funding these neighborhoods, putting programs in place to get these kids off the street, y'all won't do that because that's going to cut into your prison pipeline money. That's going to cut into your city judges, your city DAs. That's going to cut into their funding. You don't want to fix the problem. You want to create another one. Fine. Do your thing. Yes, Torian, I told my wife that and my mama when I talked to her today. The Epstein ain't hitting on shit, and he can't ask questions about that goddamn pause that he gave to China on them tariffs, which we're gonna go over on Friday. And he can't, and notice he ain't talk about how great that inflation, even though it wasn't great, I'm being facetious, but he can't say how great that inflation report was. He had no wins coming to him this week. He had to pull this bullshit. India just told him to F off. Can't report that. He about to go see Putin in 2 days. Nobody want to say nothing. All right.
And I hope y'all are too. Enough is enough. I'm mad as hell about this. I hope y'all are too. That was 4 years ago, and yet it continues.
Absolutely. And I think the president's right on the money. And I think Judge Pirro laid out the case very well. And I'm glad she's there because she has the right idea of what needs to be done in this town. As far as crime is concerned, the crime levels are much too high. If it was a state, it would have the highest murder rate in the country.
Oh, God. So Bill Barr sounds like how Trump was 2 years ago when he tried to say Atlanta is the most dangerous city in America. Fam, this is who we dealing with. These are who we got to teach our kids to watch out for. Since they want to tell us there's no system of white supremacy, they're seeing it in real time and they're ignoring it. But these were the same people 5 years ago that saw the system of white supremacy operating, screwing their liberties, and they were outside talking about how wrong this is. Every 3 to 5 years, they do it again, and y'all pick and choose when you want to take action against it. I swear to God, when he makes that federal crime bill, boy, I know what's going to piss him off. I know what it's going to be. Here's your breaking point, family. And I'm going to go eat these tacos that I made. What's going to piss these people off are these military boys in front of their kids' schools. That's what's going to piss them off. MAGA, y'all keep playing. He's counting on y'all to pom-pom for this. He's counting on it. When they start having National Guard Jeeps going up and down your streets and your thoroughfares, y'all are going to ignore it. When that AI dictates that National Guard and the Park Police and the Forest Service, because they got guns too, and starts telling them, hey, you got to do a foot post by these kids' schools, gun zones having guns, maybe that's when y'all will wake up. Maybe then. Hey, stupid, who just wrote that in there? Guess what? Everybody goes to prison. Every demographic goes to prison. But it's okay. Y'all want AI to dictate how crime is going to be enforced in here. That's what y'all want. A computer is going to dictate your life. You want more control for a computer in your own life. I get it. And that's the problem. This is why I told y'all for months, AI is dangerous. Not only this, they're making sustenance for you via a computer. Years ago, y'all were not cool with that. But now because he in office, you cool with it. 5 Mile, I know exactly who voted for who in here. Thank you. You want to ask any more stupid questions? We will answer it. Y'all want Skynet? You got it. You wanted Minority Report? You got it. Go ahead. When the crime, because it's going to spike up, and y'all want to run and go get guns to protect yourself, your AI going to tell you, you said some shit online, you can't get that. They think you crazy. Good, 5 Mile. I didn't vote either. Now what? Them folk in here voted for the couch. Now what? It's funny, a hit dog is hollering right now. You didn't vote. Ain't that something? That's nasty work. Nobody even asked who you voted for. And you just proffered that up. Well, we voted and you dumb. We can't keep dumb people here. You can go that way. Oh, I can't wait for this AI to go rogue, family. I can't wait for it. There you go, family. We found one of them who just wants to be part of the conversation, and didn't nobody acknowledge his hand up and call upon him. For fun. Yeah, there's white neighborhoods fucked up too. And guess what? A lot of us lived around them. They're fucked up too. You can keep talking about your nice white little enclaves. Guess what? They get robbed too. They have guns going off in there. There's drugs passing through there. All your kids are being mischievous. I guess you want the AI to police your kids now. That's cool. If you want that, more power to you. We've already seen the human cops arrest white people for the most innocuous crimes. And my famous example on here is arresting a father giving his son a pierced ear. They arrested him, barged in his house and arrested him. But y'all want the computer to decide that now. Cool. Have fun. But that's okay. I'm just going to fold my arms and I'm just going to watch the show. And you guys get to watch it with me because you were here 3 years ago when I said this was coming. Nah, Nene, they remember they had the one down there in Tennessee? And we were trying to figure out how he might have been African. But that's okay. I understand. It's so few and far between. It's okay. Anyway, y'all. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. We will see y'all Friday. We got an upload coming tomorrow. And now they tell me I have to publish at like 9 or 11. So y'all will probably see it late. I'm going to follow their example. And then Friday, we're going to talk about that jobs report that's going to come out. The first one since he fired old girl. And we're going to talk about how China punked Trump again. So y'all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And remember, it's Wednesday is hump day, so go out and hump something. Hey, that was a mistake. I think he meant the other dude. Anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up